You're listening to a Weeby Geeks Network podcast.
The Dining at Disney podcast. The Dining at Disney podcast. Your ultimate source about the wonderful world of dining at the Disneyland and Walt Disney World resorts.
If you are what you eat, then I only want to eat the good stuff.
Kristen Hetzel-Go and Jay Bratton are your guides on this culinary adventure.
We'll prepare and serve with flair a culinary cabaret.
Join them as they discuss the latest food news, expert tips, recommendations, and trip planning advice related to Disney food and dining. From quick service to fine dining, you will discover all the best restaurants and food as they hungrily explore the Disney parks.
It brings folks together from all walks of life.
The Dining at Disney podcast. And now, your host, Kristen Hetzel-Go and Jay Bratton.
It is the Dining at Disney podcast. I'm Kristen. With me is Jay, and we are the podcast that is your ultimate source for the wonderful world of dining at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. How have you been doing, Jay?
Oh, I've been doing great, thanks.
Ready for another episode of Yummy Food Talk?
Absolutely.
Well, before we get started, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're going to be talking about. We've got some merchandise news we're going to talk about when it comes to the Polynesian Village Resort over at Walt Disney World. I've got a little bit of cruise news you can use, as well as some stuff over at Disneyland, like bacon cheddar popcorn. Just remember, bacon cheddar popcorn. That'll keep you hungry for the whole episode, right? We're also going to share with you our top 5 snacks. I'm going to give you mine from Magic Kingdom. Jay's got his from Disneyland. And we have a foodie tip to end out the show for you. So we're going to go ahead and dig into some appetizers. What you got, Jay?
All right. Well, at Disneyland, they have this was a story that was released by the Disney Parks blog, and I found it really interesting. It's they have a Culinary Apprentice program, and what it is there's 3 women who had received a certification by the American Culinary Federation, and I guess they had to provide 1,000 hours of diverse hands-on training. Well, let's see. Yeah, they had to earn the certification by participating in 1,000 hours of hands-on training. And I found the article compelling because I didn't know that Disneyland did this, and I thought it was really interesting that I don't know if this is just a pilot program or if they're going to institute it all at all the parks or whatever, but regardless, I found it pretty intriguing. Apparently there's 3 women, Alexis McCoy, Jolene Pizer, and Ashley Parrish. They spent 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks they would rotate at the different restaurants. They started at Carthay Circle Restaurant. Then they baked bread at Boudin Bakery, and let's see if they list any other. Well, it doesn't say any other restaurants, but I'm sure that they went to a lot of different locations. It says they exposed to many different styles of food, different equipment, different cooking techniques, and stuff like that. So that's I thought that was quite cool, actually.
Yeah, I didn't know they did that either. That would be really cool to get to take part in.
Yeah, exactly. If it's like even if they did when they did the Food and Wine Festival at DCA a few years ago, they had a special session that I think it was around $150 if I remember right, and you were able to train with Andrew Sutton for a day. And
no way.
And I thought that was so cool, but. The thing is, it was limited. I forgot how many people. I think it was like 25 people or something like that, or maybe even less than that. And so when I tried to sign up for it, they're like, "Oh, sorry, it's gone." I was like, "Dang!"
Wow.
That would be amazing, and it shows you different culinary techniques and things like that. So, next time, hopefully they'll bring back that Food and Wine Festival one of these days.
I don't know, but at least they should bring back that program. That is a really cool thing to get to do,
Yes, definitely. I'm surprised they don't do something like that at Walt Disney World, or do they? No?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, maybe check it out. Also, well, this is kind of news, I guess. Well, it's news to me. I discovered that they have the bacon cheddar popcorn at Carsland in DCA, so that's kind of cool. They used to have the dill flavored popcorn, and apparently, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like, wow, just knock you on your feet or knock you on your butt type, flavor, but it was definitely very good. The bacon cheddar, there's so much potential. Bacon and cheddar, seriously. And I was really excited to get this. And it's essentially the standard popcorn with a bacon cheddar sprinkle atop of it. Let me go ahead and show you a picture of that real quick here.
Did it taste like bacon and cheddar? Because sometimes the bacon seasoning tastes more smoky than anything like bacon.
Yeah. Honestly, there was an essence of bacon. It wasn't like a deep smoky flavor. It almost reminded me, I don't know if you've ever had, oh my gosh, what's the name of that company, that J&D Bacons, or J&D Bacon, something like that. They do bacon sprinkles. It was featured on Oprah a while back.
Oh,
and,
I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, I'll have to provide the link to that. J&D Bacon Salt, that's what it is, J&D Bacon Salt. Anyway, so that's what it tastes like. It tasted like that mixed with like powdered cheddar cheese mix. So it was, I just really felt like either, I mean, if you're going to do bacon and you're going to do cheddar, I mean, do bacon bits, bacon sprinkles or at least, and then like with the cheddar, it doesn't have to be, like the finest cheddar cheese, but, maybe a little side cheddar cheese dipping sauce or something like that, like, the way they serve nachos.
I was just going to say, what you want is popcorn that's either made like, when you get French fries that have bacon and cheese on it, or nachos with bacon.
Exactly.
And cheese.
That's exactly what I would hope for. And, unfortunately, this wasn't it. And I knew that they were going to do the sprinkle, and I was okay with that. I figured, give it a shot. And worst case scenario, I'm out like $4.79 or whatever it was. And, whatever. I mean, it's not it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just it didn't quite meet the expectations that I had for it. So, but it's a nice little snack food.
I wish they had more choices than they do. Because the last time I was there, they did have the dill, but the time before, all they had is regular popcorn, and I was like, I don't want just butter flavored popcorn. I can get that anywhere. Yeah. And I remember that was like the big thing when that opened, was it was going to have a whole bunch of unique popcorn flavors. And
right, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. There's so much potential. There's a lot of companies that make seasonings specifically for popcorn, and it's a powdered, like a fine powder, and all they have to do is just use those, or they can concoct their own. I mean, they've got some very talented cooks and chefs over there at the resort, so why not, put them to, good use, to mix up some spices and stuff.
Oh, because, you go to, trying to think of, I want to say it was Carmike Cinemas, that they've got like 5 or 6 different flavors that you can put, of seasonings you can put on your popcorn. And I'm like, I like that. It's fun.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just at that price point, I mean, it's worthwhile, so whatever, it's all good. So yeah, I
think they'd sell more too, because say there's a group of us and you're like, hey, I'll get the bacon cheddar, I'll get the ranch, I'll get the sriracha, since everything's down sriracha, but and everybody like try a little bit of everybody's rather than just getting one.
Right, and of all the cones that are there, that one and I think the churro one are the least popular cones, because the churros and the popcorn you can get anywhere, really. I mean, the bacon cheddar one, of course not, but buttered popcorn, you can get that at any of the locations throughout the park. In each of the lands, there's a popcorn stand. But whatever, it is what it is.
I always get the, salsa verde or chicken verde.
Oh yeah, yeah, the chicken verde. It's the cone, and I like the other one as well, the chili con carne.
Yeah.
Chili con carne. Cone. Or chili cone carne. That's what they call it. Chili cone carne. It's actually pretty good. I mean, you know, but.
I do. I like those.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm with you on the Verde one, because that one has a little has more kick to it than the chili con carne. But regardless, both are good and excellent and pair beautifully with beer for sure.
Oh, yum.
Then we have the other thing that is news for sure. They have 2 new Cinderella treats at Disneyland. And not just Disneyland, they actually have it at Walt Disney World as well. Apparently, they have one that's a Rice Krispie treat, and then the other one looks really compelling to me. It's like a candy apple, well, caramel apple, really, and according to the Disney Parks blog, it's dipped in caramel. Then it's coated with a white chocolate. Well, they call it a shimmering white chocolate, which I thought was interesting. And then looks like white chocolate decor, you know, sort of make it look like Cinderella's coach. And then they say, well, there's the wheels of the apple, and it says, well, for that it'll be a surprise. So I'm just wondering if anybody has tried it. You know, let us know. Please send us a voicemail or email or something. Let us know what it was that comprises the wheels. I'm guessing it's either like Oreo cookies or maybe vanilla wafers or something like that. I don't know. What do you think, Kristen?
I don't know. I would have just thought they'd be, you know, white chocolate discs.
That could be too.
But that doesn't seem that would be much of a surprise, though.
True. So,
vanilla wafers would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be. The locations where you can get it at Disneyland are the Candy Palace. That's just at Disneyland Park, and then at Disney California Adventure, you can get them at Trolley Treats. For those who want to get them outside the parks, if you're just kind of hanging out for the day or whatever and want a little snack, they have them at Marceline's Confectionery at the Downtown Disney District in Anaheim as well. And Walt Disney World, you can break it down for them.
There is over at Magic Kingdom Main Street Confectionery and Big Top, which is over in the circus area. In downtown Disney, you have Goofy's Candy Kitchen on the Marketplace side and the Candy Cauldron on the west side, and then Sweet Spells at Hollywood Studios. I have to say, one of my favorite things to do is stop by Marceline's and watch them as you can see them in the window, because the window is huge there. Watch them make all the apples and the cake pops and all that stuff. I find myself getting stuck just standing there watching them make all these yummy treats.
Yeah, they're constantly making candy apples and caramel apples at that location. Honestly, I've never had a caramel apple. I'm kind of ashamed to say it, but I haven't had it there at Disneyland. I've had caramel apples, obviously, candy apples before as well, but I just haven't bought one at Disneyland because I'm more interested in the other things that are available, and you know, they're cute and look good. It's just they're so big, you know, and it's usually just my wife and I, and we can't split that.
You know what? You have to go when I'm there for D23.
There you go.
We need to do a meet, and everybody has to get something, and we just all share and try a whole bunch of new stuff.
There you go. Perfect.
I had the apple pie apple, and that was pretty good.
Yeah. But
the apples are like $10.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that always kind of deters me from getting the apple is it's an apple for $10, where I can order a quick service, you know, sandwich, salad, something of substance for the same amount. So, and not a big sweet eater, so I just kind of skip over them. They look pretty though.
For sure. Okay, well, that's all I have for news. How about you?
I have just a couple of news stories. One of them is that the Polynesian resort changed its name last year and reverted back to its original Polynesian Village Resort. Well, they've been doing a lot of construction over there and remodeling, and we're now getting a Trader Sam's. It's going to be Trader Sam's Grog Grotto. And with all of this then means new merchandise too. And of course, being that we talk food, that means food merchandise we're going to talk about. So they've got like a highball glass that says Polynesian Village. They have come out with a grand opening pen for Trader Sam's.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
but yeah,
totally
they've got a couple of pens. One is just is Trader Sam's, and it looks like there's like an octopus or something crawling around it. And then the Trader Sam's Grog Grotto has the opening. It says opening, grand opening 2015 on it. They've got a couple of really cool tiki mugs as well. That on one side it looks like a little tiki god, and then when you turn it over, it'll say Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. Got a couple of those, and for Trader Sam's fans, they have even come out with one of those like Hawaiian style shirts. Let's say, and it's got Trader Sam's on it.
Yeah, I saw that. That's so cool.
I know, right? Those normally run, it doesn't say what the price is going to be, but those are normally like $70 shirts or so.
Are they? Yeah. I don't know. My wife keeps wanting me to get like a Hawaiian style shirt, and I keep saying no. You know, it looks like an old man. You know, like in Hawaii, I mean, basically, I mean, some people wear Hawaiian shirts or whatever, but not as casual wear, you know, normally. But anyways, you know, something like that I might be interested in getting. Who knows? I actually went to this past year. I went to the Mahalloween celebration at Disneyland, and they had it at Trader Sam's.
Oh, really?
And the purpose of it was to sell merchandise, of course, but they also the main topic of the presentation, though, was the Trader Sam's Grotto, and so they showed us all the concept art. They showed us all the the sketches and things like that, and I thought it was really cool. And some people that go to both Disney World and Disneyland were like, well, is it going to be different? And apparently it's going to be pretty much the same as what we have here at Disney.
Okay.
So it's going to be a little more, it's going to be on the smaller side, a little more intimate. I think the maximum occupancy at the Trader Sam's in Disneyland is like 96 people or something like that. So it's it's a relatively small area, but it's fun. It's if they do all the kind of cool little tricks and shows that they do at Trader Sam's here, then it should be a great time and fun for all.
I just hope they make it bigger than the one at Disneyland, because I don't know how Disney World's gonna.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. They're gonna have people. I mean, there's always a line to go in at Disneyland, but it's gonna be a really long line at Disney World.
I can only imagine. That's why a lot of the people that go to both resorts were kind of expressed a bit of concern, and I agree with that. I was like, for me, it doesn't matter really. I mean, I'm not going to go back to Disney World for a while. So and by that time, I'm sure that the initial enthusiasm for the Grog Grotto will dive down or dissipate, at least to the point where it's going to be easy to get into.
It's hard to say. I mean, people at Disney World, they get into things, like something becomes the place to go to. And because there are so many, it's not a locals park. There's so many international and people from all over the states that visit. They read on a website about it. And so then that's like their must-do thing. Well, it might be 5 years from now that they then visit. So I'm just hoping it's just a little bit bigger, because that place is really tiny.
It is. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. And you know, it's just it's a different. You know, the attendance levels are different. You know, Disney World is what the #1 most attended resort in the entire world, right? And
Yeah.
you know, it would only make sense that they you know bring in a larger establishment to accommodate all those people that would be interested. But you know, we'll see. It's hard to say. Also, just real quickly, I just this whole video blogging thing is so new to me. I actually had a picture of the treats, the Cinderella treats at Disneyland, since I was there this past Wednesday, and I didn't buy one, but you know, I could see it through the little glass case and see if people, you know, want to take a look at it or whatever, whoever's watching us on YouTube. And you could see that, you know, on the left side is the caramel apple, and on the right, it's the crispy treat coach. But is it really a coach, or maybe turn the picture upside down? What does it look like then? Yeah. Yeah, they kind of cheated a little bit on that one. They took a Mickey and threw that sucker upside down, and yeah, whatever. It's a novelty item, you know. But regardless.
At least it'll taste good, right?
Oh yeah, I always enjoy Rice Krispie treats. So.
I think that's like kind of a big standard, you know, American treat, you know?
Right.
Rice Krispie treats. And let's see, I have one little last bit of news, and this has to do with the Disney Cruise Line. And they have now come out with a six-course dessert experience that will be taking place at Remy on the Disney Fantasy. So if you are somebody who really likes dessert, definitely worth booking and checking out a six-course dessert. And they do have a little video, which we'll have the link to, and it's on the Disney Parks blog about the dessert. But we'll have that link for you in the show notes. But it looks like it's going to be interesting, you know?
Yeah, I've been to a restaurant. We kind of discussed it off air, where they had like a dessert place. I didn't tell you about the dessert cart that they brought out, but essentially you get to choose as many desserts as you want, and there's like 20 different desserts. So I can only imagine what a six-course dessert you know, tasting would be. It's quite interesting.
I'll tell you, I really enjoyed, because I went on the Magic, which is their smaller ship. So it doesn't have Remy, it just has Palo. I'll say I really enjoyed Palo. It was really good. Definitely would do it again. Well, that's all the appetizers I have. So I guess it is time to move on to our entree. And we're discussing the top 5 snacks for Disneyland Park and Magic Kingdom. So I will kick it off. Do we want to start 5 and then work the other way? Bottom of the list and save the best for last?
You know, my top 5 snacks are in no particular order. Honestly, the way because it depends on my mood, right? You know, sometimes I'm in the mood for a little sweet, you know, sweet treat. Sometimes I just want a little snack, you know, just to kind of, you know, get my energy up and that kind of thing. And, you know, I don't want anything too sweet, so I just sort of randomly. Well, the majority are sweet treats, but you know, it's whatever. It depends on my mood. So that's I guess what the bottom line is. And I'm not sure if you actually ordered them in preference or what.
Well, I only have one that's always my favorite treat, and it's a sandwich, so it's a little more than just like a small snack, you know. So,
right.
But it is a quick service snack location, and it is the sweet and spicy chicken waffle sandwich. That is my favorite thing that I like to snack on. It has arugula, there's a sriracha coleslaw with it. It's just yummy. So you have the spice from the sriracha, honey sauce that's on the chicken, and it originally was just a temporary item that they came out with a few years ago during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And I had tried it. It was like, I have got to have this again. This is amazing. And I just kept telling everybody, I was like, you have got to go to Sleepy Hollow and have the chicken waffle sandwich. It is so good. And everybody just thought I had like lost my mind over the sandwich. And then everybody, when they went and tried it, they're like, oh my God, that is so good. I was like, I told you, it's amazing. So that's my one thing that I would always be on the top of my list. As far as the other ones, there's no really particular order. But I would have to go with, as we had discussed in our previous episode about topping bars, Pecos Bill's Tall Tale Cafe and Inn has toppings bar. And you can go in and you order French fries, and then you can just pile all of your toppings on. Cosmic Race is the same way. And why not get that, and then you put the like ooey gooey cheese sauce on it, maybe drizzle some ranch dressing, that's the way to go. And then, of course, Dole Whip float. I like the float. I like the pineapple juice from Aloha Isle. The roasted, my next two are actually from the same location. They're from Gaston's Tavern, and it's the roasted pork shank. I am not a fan of the turkey leg that everybody else likes so much. I don't like the turkey leg, but I do like the roasted pork shank. It's not greasy, and it just tastes good. So I like that. And then the other thing is LeFou's Brew, and I ask them to always put an extra pump of marshmallow in it.
What is LeFou's Brew? I'm sorry, we don't have that out at Disneyland.
It is, it's a frozen drink, and it's similar to, you have one that's also made with apple juice.
The Poison Apple?
Yeah, it's along the lines of those. But this one, it's just apple juice. They add the marshmallow in, and on top, I'm drawing a blank. I want to say it's mango foam, but I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
I can't.
Well, they have a passion fruit foam at Disneyland.
Yeah, it's just like a variant from.
Okay. Cool.
I like it. Extra marshmallow.
And can I just interject just for a second? I had the most disappointing bit of news the last time we went to Disneyland. They took out the pork shanks, and I'm so disappointed. I cannot tell you how I love the pork shank. It was awesome.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, it is high calorie. Yes, it is high fat. So what? It's okay to indulge once in a while, okay? And it's not for one person in one sitting. I mean, really, it's something to kind of have a little bit,
share.
To share it with other people, or bring a Ziploc bag and put whatever leftovers are in there. But when I went there to Edelweiss Snacks near the Matterhorn, I wanted to get the chili corn over there, chili lime corn. And but I wanted to see, look at the pork shank because I always admire it, seeing it in the little hot case there. And when I saw that it wasn't there, I was like, okay, what's going on here? And I asked the cast member, I was like, what happened to the pork shank? Is it just you guys are out of them? She's, oh no, we removed them from the menu. And I was like, I almost screamed. I was like, no! I mean, it was terrible. It was heartbreaking. I can't tell you how much I was disappointed.
Did she say why?
No, she didn't say why. She just said it was removed from the menu, and I said, well, are you guys bringing him back? And she said, well, not that we heard of. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And in place, and look, they put in the chimichanga, okay? I've had the chimichanga. Some people like the chimichanga, more power to you. I really think it's an atrocity to Mexican food, and it's terrible. And for them to remove the pork shank and put in the chimichanga was just a travesty. But it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. But it was so disappointing.
I wonder if they're going to put it elsewhere.
When they first brought it to the parks, they had it in the Big Thunder Ranch area, and then also the Edelweiss Snacks. Big Thunder Ranch is closed temporarily at this juncture, but they'll open up for later on. They do have the spring roundup that goes on, but at the time that I was there, it was closed for the day. So hopefully I'll get a chance to go back there. But they didn't mention anything about it, and I haven't heard anything on the social media universe. So who knows? I don't know. I guess I have to start a petition or something like that. It's petition.org or something like that.
Right.
Anyhow, so sorry.
It makes sense maybe to put it at Hungry Bear?
I think so. Or Smoke Jumper's Grill. Hello, Smoke Jumper's Grill. Perfect.
Right?
So,
well. That's a shame.
Anyway, sorry to cut you off there. I just had to vent a little bit. It's too emotional of the subject for me not to say something about it while you mentioned the pork shank.
So see, that gives you a reason to visit Walt Disney World to get a pork shank.
There you go. I'll spend all that time and money just to go for that one thing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's my list, and so I'm gonna let you tell me what your top 5 snacks are.
All right, cool. I did my list in no particular order. Again, it just whatever strikes my fancy at the time. Of course, the iconic churro. I mean, if you're gonna mention a top 5 snack at Disneyland, this churros is mandatory to be there. But it's not just having the churro anywhere. I mean, you can get a churro anywhere. Yes, you can go to Tomorrowland, you can get them at DCA, etc. But honestly, the best place to have a churro is in Frontierland. Just like we were talking in the last episode about the turkey leg and how they put it in Tomorrowland, it just didn't feel right. Same thing with the churro. It's like when you eat the churro in Frontierland, it just feels right. It just that kind of crispy, cinnamon, sugary pastry, just sitting there and people watching. And Frontierland in the main plaza hub is really sort of a leisurely place to be. There's a lot of people that walk by, and it's not as crowded as Adventureland or any of the other parts of the park. So that's the reason why I say that if you're going to have a churro, just do yourself a favor and cop a squat at a bench there at Frontierland, and you'll see what I mean. Then this item, my second item on the list, is only available seasonally. It's only during Christmas time, and it's the peppermint ice cream at Gibson Girl Ice Cream Parlor. Oh my! It's wonderful. Have you had it? Did you ever try that? I have not. Okay. Well, if you ever come to Disneyland during the holidays, you should definitely get that. They have you can get it in a cone, or they also have a special chocolate dipped cone with the peppermint crunch. It's like it's like those little peppermint Starburst candies you see at the bulk, the bulk items at the grocery store or whatever, and they crush them up and then they sprinkle it on top of the dark chocolate with the with the ice cream cone. And normally we had talked about dark chocolate versus milk chocolate before, and I'm with you on dark chocolate most of the time. But in this instance, I think that a milk chocolate dip would have been better than a dark chocolate dip because it just the dark chocolate really sort of it's a not a good contrast with the peppermint candies. But regardless, I mean the peppermint ice cream in itself, I mean you just give it to me in a cup and I'm good to go. It's really it's creamy. It has peppermint flavor obviously. But it's not overly done. Like some peppermint ice cream, they put a lot of peppermint oil, so it's sort of just ignites your taste buds in your mouth, and it lingers with you for a long time, and you lose the sensation of the ice cream. But this has a nice balance of both. It's not too much peppermint, and but it's just enough to tantalize your taste buds and give you that just wonderful peppermint flavor without overpowering your palate. Then the other one next door to Gibson Girl Ice Cream, we have the Candy Palace, and that's where I like to get the English toffee. And the English toffee is so good. I assume you guys have it at Disney World, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you get it fresh, oh my goodness, just that crispy toffee in the middle center, and you got that chocolate dressing on the outside with the fresh roasted nuts. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And I definitely recommend getting that. And the fresher the better. On certain days of the week, they have it at the show kitchen. And just a little kind of insider tip here, you can actually ask a cast member to get you a fresh batch from the show kitchen. So that's.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a little secret. They do have to wait a while for the candy to cool off. But usually around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think, is a good time to get it. So just if you're there earlier, and you just go swing by and see if they're making it that day, and then just go back to Candy Palace in the afternoon and get one. And I tell you, there is a difference. I mean, from the ones that you get off the shelf. Then for my savory choice, I like the onion rings at Hungry Bear. For some reason, they do a beer battered onion ring, and it's really light and crispy, and they use a sweeter onion. I'm thinking like a Vidalia or something.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure of the variety, but regardless, it's really a nice balance. It's not too oily. It's crunchy. It's the only thing that's missing is they need some kind of good, like a aioli or something to go along with it, because your choices are essentially ketchup, mustard, or ranch dressing. And ranch and ketchup are okay, but it's whatever, nothing special. And then
like the bloomin' onion sauce that they have, or campfire sauce from Red Robin.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. You need just a hint of spice to kick it up a notch. And then
it's one of my favorite places to eat.
Yeah, and unfortunately they're closed right now for doing refurbishment. I don't know if they're doing enhancements for the 60th anniversary, or for that restaurant specifically, or they're doing other things to Critter Country, but it's closed at the moment, and hopefully they'll open soon. I don't know the exact date that they're reopening Critter Country, but I kind of missed that the last time I was there. Which was just this Wednesday, this past Wednesday. And of course, another item that has to be included on the top 5 is the Dole Whip. You'd mentioned the Dole Whip float, and I just like the straight Dole Whip. I mean, just give it to me just straight. I don't need any any pineapple juice to go along with it. It's just so magnificent on its own, and it's. The wonderful thing about the Dole Whip is not only is it great flavor, it's actually dairy free. It's only like 80 calories, and it's gluten free. So I mean, it's to me like the perfect light snack, for the park.
Wow, I'm not a big ice cream person. And so, Aljon just wants the straight Dole Whip. He doesn't care. He just wants the Dole Whip.
Right.
Whereas I always lean towards either having, I'll have a milkshake or I'll have a float. It's just, I don't know. I'm not so much just the straight.
Oh, okay.
Straight ice cream.
Okay.
It's almost like the sweetness and the of the ice cream gets mellowed out just a little bit with the pineapple juice.
I see.
And the orange that you mentioned you guys don't have, I'm not a fan of at all. But
really?
I don't really like orange, so.
Oh, okay.
Orange, like I'll eat oranges, but like orange flavored stuff, not so much. And I'm looking to see if I can find for us when that is supposed to reopen. Let's see. Where is it? Hungry Bear. Oh, April 3rd.
Okay, so pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that whole area is going to open back up on April 3rd. So.
Cool beans.
Great.
Since we're talking about dessert, let's get into dessert. How about that?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. So you want to go start it off for us?
Sure, I can kick it off. Speaking of pineapple, I'm going to go back into some more pineapple.
Sure.
So both of us are sharing something that has to do with a beverage. And mine is going to be at the Pineapple Promenade Outdoor Kitchen that's located in the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival, that whole section around the World Showcase. So over at the Pineapple Promenade, they have a drink. It's called Frozen Desert Violet Lemonade. It's a non-alcoholic drink. Again, it's frozen, and I like it because it's not too sweet. There's just a little hint of floral to it, and because it is a lemonade, you've got a little bit of that sourness too. So it's just kind of like a nice little combination of that floral with the sourness. So I recommend trying that, especially for people who don't drink and you're looking for something good to have while you're walking through the World Showcase during the Flower and Garden Festival. So that is mine.
Cool. Well, since we're talking about floral drinks here, nice little segue. Have you ever tried the rose petal soda from the Carthay Circle Lounge and Restaurant at DCA?
I have not. I've only been into the lounge once, and
Okay.
I haven't dined there yet.
All right. Well, we ordered it. My wife and I went to Carthay Circle Lounge. We go there actually quite a bit more than we should. But last year she decided to get the rose petal soda, and I tried a sip. I'm not normally, into sodas. If I'm going to have a carbonated beverage and I'm at DCA, I'm getting a beer. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah.
But anyways, regardless, she's not into alcohol so much. Not that I'm alcoholic, but whatever. So
We know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. I tried a sip, and it was actually nice. It had a kind of a floral essence to it, not too overpowering. It wasn't like you're drinking like crushed up roses or something like that, but you definitely got the essence of the rose, and it was on the sweet side, a bit syrupy. But it was a great springtime beverage. It's just totally, this was, as we mentioned, floral essence, and that's right in line with the spring. But if you can't get to Disney California Adventure, or if you like it and you want to try this at home, there's actually a place you can find the recipe where you can use simple syrup, and we'll go ahead and provide the link to that in the show notes. And the name of the website, it's called Fresh Eggs Daily, and they I won't give you the whole breakdown. You can look at the recipe yourself or whatever. But yeah, it looks pretty simple. I mean, not too complicated. I mean, just really 3 ingredients: rose petals, water, and sugar. A club soda, of course. But yeah, it looked pretty good. So, anyways,
do they make that soda there at Carthay?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if they use this recipe. I doubt that they use this recipe.
But I was just
right. Yeah, that's why I brought it up, that they do have the rose petal soda at Carthay Circle.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like the fact that so many restaurants now are going to making their own sodas, and coming up with unique flavors, just not your standard, Coke, Sprite, Mellow Yellow, and Dr. Pepper. Now you're getting some, maybe mango infused or recently had one that was a passion fruit.
Mhm.
That was really good. And the passion fruit one that I had was from, it's called PB&G, and it's located out at Four Seasons that opened up at Walt Disney World. But, I really like that places are starting to go that route of making their own sodas and, giving people a little bit something different than what they get most of the time.
Right, exactly. They had like a breakdown of the. Let's see. I'm trying to look at the. Yeah, it says locally sourced, purified sparkling water flavored with delicate rose essence and garnished with an edible sugar glazed organic rose petal.
Wow.
Yeah. They also have a wild berry lemonade at Carthay Circle Lounge, and that's all natural lemonade with blackberry, strawberry, raspberry, blueberry, and a spritz of purified sparkling water. So
that sounds good.
Yeah, wild berry fruit foam on top. And they do have it's interesting. Even at the Cozy Cones, they have Doc's wild grape tonic. They also have Ramon's. What's it called? Ramon's. Geez, can't think of the name of it. Paradise soda, and then they also have the limeade, pomegranate limeade, which I think the pomegranate limeade though that's made by Minute Maid.
Yeah, it is,
yeah,
but it's pretty good though.
Oh yeah, definitely, and when they give you a shot of vodka with it, it's good too.
See, I'm not a pop drinker, so it's one of those things that, if Aljon and I are sharing a drink, if we get one of the large ones and we're like, oh, we'll just share something, it always is lemonade.
Sure.
Because I don't really ever.
For me, it's like, okay, the calories in a soda and the calories in the beer are about the same, okay? So if I'm going to consume the calories, I want to get some, some added bonus, added benefit with it, right? So,
it's liquid bread, right?
Sure, exactly.
It counts as one of your bread servings for the day.
There you go.
Oh, gosh. I think that's all. Do you have anything else that...
No.
Okay. So tell everybody where they can find you.
They can find me at magicalfoodtour.com. All the social media outlets, of course. Magical Food Tour, at whatever, Twitter at Magical Food Tour, Facebook at, Magical Food Tour, etc. Also, the Diz Geek podcast. Always got to mention my boys and me. They're talking about Disneyland, all the latest news and feature stories and things like that. And you can check that at DizGeek.com. On Twitter, it's at DizGeekPodcast.
And you can find me at diningatdisney.com, as well as, Jay, of course, right in there, too.
Yeah.
On Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest, it's Dining at Disney. On YouTube, it is The Dining at Disney. Make sure to send us some emails with questions, comments, Maybe you have a review that you'd like to share with us about an awesome dining experience you had. Please do so. You can email us at podcast@diningatdisney.com, or you can give us a call and leave us a voicemail at 614-992-DADP. That's 3237. And don't forget to subscribe to us and give us 4-star ratings on iTunes. And you can also download this as well at Weeby Geeks, because we are part of the Weeby Geeks network. Until next time, I'm Kristen, with me's Jay, and bon appetit.